All right, here we go. So, a new build. Yep, that's right. The Infidel's back. And it's another build video. And I'm kind of sick. If you can't tell, I'm a little nasally. I think that pollen has gotten me. Like, man, it's really bad. A lot of people are bad. So here's a sneak peek of it. Oh, that's quick. All right. So we're going to go through this build. It's one that I didn't make up. I kind of stole this from somebody else, but it's not exactly how they did it. And it was designed for PvP. I kind of flipped it a little bit, turned it into a PvE build. And it's kind of how I want to run it, but not really. So I've got a couple of different variants of this build. This is the one I want to run with specifically here. So I'm going to go ahead and do the amusement park on heroic. We'll go ahead and get the matchmaking started. And then I'll break down the video and the build. Not necessarily the video, but the build at the end of this. All right, so here we
spotted by the arcade.
Take care of it. I'm going after Keener, and the last thing I need is some other fucking agent in my way.
Understood, ma'am.
System malfunctioning. System reactivated.
We've got a drone up! Where did that...
Vital signs critical.
There are explosives detonating everywhere. What the fuck is going on? Ma'am, there are cleaners everywhere.
Kill them, dumbass! It's easy! Aim and pull the fucking trigger!
There are too many! Ah!
Can someone get a fucking mark on Keener?
System curtailed. System restored.
Dolores and the rest of the patrol are headed to the roller coaster northeast of your position. It's riddled with cleaners. Alright! Who's up for killing some division agents? I know I sure as fuck am.
An agent needs assistance. Serious trauma.
so we got to the end of that one. Take a look. And got the most damage, most kills. I don't know what those guys were running, but it didn't look like it was very good. They all bailed out before I could get to the end of the menu. That's just how it goes. Especially with 5 times XP, it has to cycle through its motions. So I'll go back to the White House and we'll break down the build. All right, so here we go. So we are running a capacitor build. So the hybrid is back. Kind of weirdly built, but you'll see why. There's a couple of things I'd like to switch out in here just to go ahead and give myself a little extra, but I'm waiting to get better pieces. The one I'm running right now is using the Brazos simply because I get the 50%, which you're going to want with the small mag on the capacitor because you only get 41 rounds, but you get up to 61 on this. So let's go ahead and break it down. So first and foremost, we're running the tech build with the multi-launching rocket system, MLRS. All right, now running, we'll go ahead and get into the mods. So pretty much the mods look the same because I am running a drone. So I will run the drone build, which is the aggressive drone, rigged battery, and momentum surge. Don't really get a whole lot out of this. I could probably swap that out for crit. So we'll get into the capacitor first and foremost. This one's not it's not optimized. None of this build is optimized really. So this one's running the capacitor with damage to targets out of cover, and there's the obvious reasons for each core. You get 7.5 weapon damage. Stacks up quite nicely. I'm going to swap this core to yellow, and that's going to give me the extra damage because right now it's running at 128. I think I could get it up over 130 with that. Okay, so this is running the Brazos mask. Like I said, none of this is really optimized. This is just one I had in the box from a previous build. Skill haste, skill tier, and magazine size is going to help out with the drone. And obviously 50% magazine size for the capacitor. Running the Umbra chest piece so I can get additional stacks, 1 skilled core, and crit chance, crit damage. This one's, I think it's crit damage, excuse me. And then Carl's holster so I get the extra weapon damage. It's not optimized, obviously you can tell. I had to find one that was crit chance or crit damage. I couldn't find my other crit chance one for some reason. I think it might be on another character. So I swapped this one out for the skill core. And then running the Umbra knees, crit damage, a skill core. Umbra gloves, swap this one out to an armor core with a crit chance. And then obviously going to run the ninja bike so I can get all of the stacks from each piece of gear for all the attributes, right? So this one's running the crit chance on this. We already know what the ninja bike does. We've been around long enough. Running the reviver hive and running the drone, or skill tier 6, but only 4 cores. That's how this build is running. I'm running a obviously expertise level 26 on this drone. This build is good for running solo because you get the extra skill tiers for running the drone. And you can put down a lot of damage, especially when you are running 61 rounds in the capacitor, running skill cores, and you're getting the benefits of the Umbra. This is good without the mods. This build will help you out without mods. You really don't need to run mods with this build. You can run simply unmodified games and solo run this. It's going to work. You can change it up, run a little bit differently, or I've run a little bit differently build. The one that I did see was a PvP build, which I'm not going to run into PvE. It just doesn't work, I don't think. However, you can run this. You could swap out the Brazos if you don't mind the 41 round magazine where you're swapping fast because your weapon handling is up for modifiers, or just because of the Umbra. So you don't really have to worry about the 61 rounds. I like it because I can stay on target and really start melting targets down. But you could run a Wyvern or a Hannah U and get the additional skill damage specifically for your drone. Now, if you want to run the PvP build for this, what I have seen people doing is running the China Light and the Grupo Sombra, so you can get the additional explosive damage running a turret build. So you would swap this out for Demolitionist and then go ahead and put your artillery turret in here and it staggers your target, and you can go ahead and drop them with the capacitor running 41 rounds and Umbra initiative, which gives you that massive rate of fire. And that's pretty much the breakdown of this build. If you want to try the PvP, go right ahead. It's really fragile. The armor rating, you get a 1.1 million, I think, at max to kind of optimize, min-max the balance, but that's not where I like to run in the DZ. I'd like to have a little bit more than 1.5 is about my minimum that I'll run, maybe 1.4 if I'm lucky. Or I'll run a full headshot at sub 1, a full red build. You're running glass cannon, or not glass cannon, running headshot, perfect headhunter, and perfect determined, or determined, not necessarily the perfect determined. Can't run that. That's how this build works. Sorry, a little bit of a tangent run there. Give it a try, run it for yourself. If you have changes or adjustments you want to run with it, hey, drop comments, leave it for the folks that are following up. That's it for the Infidel. That's rounds complete. End of mission. Hey, you know it. I'm out of here.